at one end they can see you. It's more probable that they will like and trust you, especially if you give meaningful insights of what you can do for the business. Instead of like a plain text email, you can explain more things, and they also have the visuals, which makes it much easier to get higher conversions.
Welcome to the New World Podcast, where we delve into the ever changing and accelerating pace of global change and its impact on our lives. I'm your host, John Paul Flores, broadcasting live from the New World Studio. Today, we're diving into the world of AI and automation. As an enthusiast and expert in lead generation, I will guide you through understanding and leveraging these technologies for your business and for your personal use. And don't forget, AI and automation might be unstoppable forces, but that doesn't mean you are powerless. Tune in to learn how to make them work for you and not the other way around. But first, let's meet our guest. Let's. I actually have my teleprompter because I have a fairly long intro.
Perfect.
But let's. By the way, how do you say your last name?
Kroese.
Kroesje.
Kroese. Yeah.
Is that
Diederik
correct? Kroesje.
Kroese. Kroese.
Diederik Kroesje.
Yes.
I hope I'm saying it correctly.
Yeah. No worries.
Welcome to the New World Podcast, where we navigate the changing world around us. I'm your host, John Paul Flores, specializing in lead generation and AI automation, here to help you understand how our world is changing and what it means for you. Today, we're privileged to have a guest whose career trajectory offers a fascinating narrative. Beginning as an owner of an IT company, if I'm not mistaken, he then transitioned into the realm of lead generation, ultimately establishing his own marketing agency from pioneering innovative lead generation strategies, and as the CEO of Outreach Research, his expertise is instrumental to ensuring that his clients have robust sales pipelines that have sustainable growth. Embarking on a journey that has seen him at the helm of multiple successful ventures, the direct Kroche transitions into recognized authority in cold outreach epitomizes a blend of strategic foresight and hands-on experience. Let's welcome all the way from Spain, Diederik Kroese.
Yeah. Thank you very much for having me.
By the way, I saw that you changed your banner from 5 to 15 meetings per month to 15 meetings in 90 days. Very nice framing, by the way.
Yeah. Thank you. So we are continuously optimizing our own agency as well. So we are not static in that approach. We gather feedback from the market, and we make want to make it as simple as possible with a clear guarantee. Eventually people are giving their money and they always have doubt. Okay, one, is this a legit person? That's why we post consistently. And on a different note, does he really have the expertise, and who is going to guarantee that he will actually give me results? So hence we change the offer all the time.
That's amazing. And do you see that the way you change the offer actually makes it much better in terms of getting clients?
Yes, with this new offer, where we basically say, okay, we only work with marketing agencies, so we have a really clear niche and a really clear offer, because we want to repeat our own success to our clients, which are marketing agencies as well. And for example, the last 7 discovery calls, we closed 4 paying clients in the last 2 weeks.
That's amazing. And do you also nurture the leads that you generate for them, or do you hand the leads off to them after you manage to generate it?
At one end, once somebody says, "Okay," puts their hand up. I like to know more about your offer. Then we basically have an inbox manager who follows up the conversations and converts them to a book meeting. Then we have qualifying questions on the calendar of our clients to make sure it's a good fit to hop on the call in the first place, and then we hand over all the information we have, all the conversation history that led to the book meeting, and that is basically our qualification process to make sure people only hop on a call with people who are genuinely interested and are not beginners and can actually afford the services.
That's amazing. And yeah, that's an amazing offer as I see some agencies lean more towards on just generating the interest itself and doing nothing after that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a big flaw in general. Everybody is bombarded with emails. Everybody is promising the world, but nobody is, or a few people are willing to back it up with a guarantee. We guarantee at least 15 qualified meetings and one client conversion in 90 days, or we will work for free. So we back it up with a guarantee. They know they get at least one client conversion out of it, and if they make the calculation, if they have a $1,000, 1,500, or $2,000 service, and if they are able to maintain the client, for example, for 6 months with a $1,000 fee, they know they're getting 6,000 revenue growth in return for the investment they do in us.
That's amazing. And before we continue on the more in-depth questions, because I do have some, can you share with us who Diederik is? What's your expertise, your experiences, and what keeps you busy these days?
Yeah, of course. So I'm Dutch. I live in Spain. I've been living in Spain for the last 18 years. I've been in sales my whole life. I started doing telephone sales since I was 13 years old. I've sold literally every service and product imaginable. Then I started working at my brother's IT company, first during internship, and then I stayed a couple of years. Then I founded my own company, IT company, with my brother as well in Spain. Um, Lately, focusing mainly on enterprise hardware. We do around seven figures, mainly selling to multinationals enterprise hardware. And I always felt that IT. So we make decent money with it, but I always felt like it's really heavy time consuming from my part. It always needs my time involvement for account management, and I felt like there was like a ceiling. I had my eyes on the agency space for a couple of years now, and started my agency since December last year. And besides what keeps me busy in general, I have three kids, 4, 6, and 7 years old, so that definitely keeps me busy. And besides that, I always like to learn personal development. I've been in a bunch of coaching programs, spent at least 100K in the last 6, 7 years, uh, upgrading my skills and always learning new things so I can get ahead in life. So that's a good approach in general for everybody who wants who is not satisfied where they are. Upgrade your skills. Take a shortcut from people who already are where you want to go. Learn from them and have a shortcut to your success.
Did you go to lead generation because it's much easier to scale compared to your IT company?
Yeah, the scalability was definitely a large factor in that. I have the feeling that with the lead gen agency, it's really easy to set up systems and people in place in order to do the fulfillment. So that makes it less dependent on me and more scalable. So that was definitely the reason. And I've been doing lead gen in my IT company for a very long period. Besides, my background is cold calling, account management, but we also obtained a lot of multinational clients, also with cold outreach via LinkedIn and cold email. So it made sense to make the next step and say, okay, I'm confident enough that I can generate the same results for other companies, marketing agencies, providing them leads because I already was doing that for a very long period.
And do you serve only marketing agencies or are you looking to expand to other industries as well?
I like to keep it as simple as and scalable as possible. I think I don't exclude that I won't accept any client with a similar service, a B2B offer. Although, let's say 99% of our clients are marketing agencies, and I think it makes it way easier in terms of replicating the results from one client to another. And otherwise, there are too many different elements in place, which makes it harder to get results.
That's fantastic. And is there a specific reason on why you decided on keeping the offer into 90 days instead of making it much shorter like the other agencies, or is it much better that way?
I think it's important to set realistic expectations. For example, I'm not a paid ads guy, but if you are running paid ads, it's logical to assume that in the beginning there's a learning phase. Even though you replicate it the same for a similar client, there are always different elements that need testing. So there's always a ramp up period. The same with doing cold outreach. Although a marketing agency can offer different services, paid ads, SEO, etc. So it's more or less the same. Although if they, for example, target the Netherlands instead of a saturated market like the UK or the US, everybody is bombarding the US and the UK. That makes it already with the same offer, the same cold email script, you have a different result. So I like to keep it as simple as possible and as replicatable as possible.
That's awesome. And have you tried any of the new softwares that are going out in the market, especially those AI cold callers like Vapi, Bland, or Synflow?
I've been using regarding email sending tools. I started with Apollo. I have a great B2B database, but you can only connect like 5 email accounts, so you cannot send any volume. And back in the days, didn't have spin tags. I don't want to be too technical, but basically creating different variables to of the same email copy so you can increase the deliverability if for example a mail provider like Google sees you're already always sending the exact same email, your deliverability goes down. So the more variables you can add, deliverability gets better. Then I switched to Instantly. I use Salesforce, and I'm currently using Reach Inbox. um, but we've tested most of the tools in the market.
Awesome. Are you still using Google Workspace as of currently?
No, we used Office 365 in initially, and that was already like yeah. Because of the recent updates from Google, they keep making updates. It's harder and harder to do cold outreach with a Google infrastructure. So we mainly used Office 365, and we're now using our own email infrastructure.
That's amazing. Yeah, definitely makes it much safer and much scalable in the more long term.
Absolutely.
And on average, let's say for an average client, per 1,000 people that you know, message for them, how many of those usually raise their hand?
We normally reach like a guiding star. Our goal is to get one book meeting per 1,000 emails we send. Sometimes we get a better rate, and sometimes it's worse. It's also, as mentioned, a learning curve. So in the beginning of a campaign, there's elements you can play with in order to get the KPIs up. But normally, one per thousand a book meeting.
That's amazing. So that's your key metric to determine the success of it.
Yeah, basically, yeah, that is the case. And sometimes we compensate in order to deliver with more volume, just adding more email boxes. And of course, we also try to improve the quality to get a higher conversion.
That's fantastic. And for anyone who's watching who's trying to start their own agency or they want to generate more leads for their own marketing agency, how would they ensure that once somebody raised their hand that they get the highest conversion rate possible to a call?
Yeah, there comes an inbox manager in place, or the role of an inbox manager. So basically, you make templates of different responses from clients, and then in advance you think of the best way to respond or to handle those objections. I think that is more like also a general sales question. How do you handle objections? Come up with the best script, and use that as a template, and then you have some flexibility to reply however you want. But those are a template is great as a guiding principle to increase the booking rate.
That's fantastic. Do you also have any automation set in place to ensure that you do this fast?
The response handling is still manual with an inbox manager, although, yeah, most likely shortly we will use AI there as well. AI is taking over the world. There's still depends on what, but it's already a great tool to come up with great solutions. And if you combine that with your own experience and insights, you get even better results. So we definitely use a lot of automations, not for inbox management, but the whole onboarding process, for example, is all automated.
It's amazing. And going on the onboarding, once you acquire a new client, how do you ensure that they actually, receive the best value possible, especially on just the onboarding?
Yeah, for example, we hired a lot of new staff members. So initially, we had an inbox manager, we have a leads list builder, we have somebody on the administration. So everybody is a specialist in their own area. And today, we hired also a client success manager to make sure the client's project moves forward in a rapid pace. But regarding the onboarding, first set clear expectations on the call when they say, okay, yes, I want to go forward. They know what they can expect from you and in what timeline. Then you discuss the next steps to make it really sure, assure them, okay, this is going to happen. And for example, okay, we're going to send you the service agreement, stipulating all everything we discussed before. We get send you an invoice to get that upfront paid, and after that, we will send you an onboarding form with all the questions we need in order to get a really clear understanding who you serve and what quantifiable result you give to your clients. After that, you can book immediately an onboarding call. So we fill any missing gaps in order to get you amazing results. Meanwhile, we will onboard, we will buy the email accounts and warm them up. That needs 2 weeks. And beginning week three, we will launch your campaign and we will invite you to Slack for swift communication. And we create a Trello board where we have all the specific steps we have to follow through in order to get your project up and rolling and hit your KPIs. So everything is laid down step by step, and everything is explained in advance, so they know exactly what they can expect and in what timeline.
That's fantastic. And do your clients also target people in Netherlands or do they go more US?
I currently have clients in the Netherlands, UK, and the USA. And it depends. Some target locally in the Netherlands, other ones target the whole Europe, other ones the US. So we're basically all over the place with our outreach.
That's amazing. And do you find that building a list not in US on Netherlands is much more harder?
No, I would even say the opposite. So if you are reaching out in saturated markets, everybody, the US market is a really big market, but everybody is bombarding the English speaking markets. UK and the US are the biggest markets. So it's harder to stand out instead of other countries where are less used compared to the US and the UK to receiving cold outreach. So it's easier to stand out.
That's awesome. And do they have the same regulations? Because I assume some of them have stricter rules.
Um, I understood that cold outreach in Australia is prohibited, and Germany as well, I think. So we are not doing outreach in those countries, but of course you have to consult for yourself in which countries it is allowed. For example, in Europe you have the GDPR, and that means we only do B2B outreach, so not business to consumer. That's a different ballgame, and it has to be relevant to your target audience. So, if you want to sell meat to vegetarians, that is called spam. But if you help customer of companies grow their bottom line, that is relevant to the business, so you can do outreach.
That's an amazing explanation. And how can businesses ensure that their copy is actually targeted to that specific target market? Because I see a lot of them just spamming the same thing, the same pain points, the same unique approach to different targets.
I think even if you make it simple, like if you have like specific steps to bake a cake, and if you have like a top chef and a rookie following the same steps, the execution is different, or the attention to detail is different, and the outcome is different, even if they bake the exact same cake. And I think with this as well, although everybody is sending cold emails, uh, one, if you really have a clear offer with a guarantee where your potential customer cannot lose, because you say, okay, going to get you this specific result, quantifiable end result, and if that not happens, then I have this guarantee in place, so you have no risk. I think that is a really important part. Make sure that there is no risk for them, and also being able to articulate that in a good way, to the point, and making it and also using like soft CTAs instead of going for the hard sell, instead of saying, for example, give me your money. um, you can also just ask, is that worth exploring further? Is that worth a convo? um, do you mind if I send you over some more info, or whatever soft CTA you can use in order to receive a yes, to continue the conversation instead of directly going for the close.
And I don't think a lot of people are talking about how important PR is for a company, especially if they're trying to reach out to somebody. What people see when they try and research you. How important is that, and how do you ensure that you've got a great PR, or at least a great reputation, or a great background if people research you?
Yeah, so like we discussed in the beginning, so there are basically two concerns when you contact people and you offer them something. One, is this guy legit? Does he actually exist, especially in the AI time? So if they look you up, they have to find information about you, and they don't have to have any doubt you're actually a real person. So that is concern one. So be active on social, even if your content is not the best, but you're consistently posting or months and months in a row. That's too much work for a scammer. So at least that part is covered. And then if you can have quality content or on YouTube explaining your expertise, then you take away their second concern. Are you the right company for me in order to get me results? So PR being findable on the internet, and building authority by actually speaking about the topic, and showing your authority. Basically, that way you take away those main two concerns, and articulate clearly again your offer and the guarantee, so there's no risk involved for the potential clients.
And yeah, on that note, I also saw that you have a YouTube channel. Are you planning on posting more in that?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a firm believer of collaborations. So I was in a coaching program as well with EMET, like the McDonald's model. And if you have too many hats on, basically you are juggling with too many balls, and it's only logical that you drop the balls. So that's why, for example, we have specific roles in the company for specialists, and we also collaborate with other companies. We recently hired an external company, and they are helping with our YouTube strategy. So that is actually each Monday going forward, we are going to post a YouTube video relevant to our target audience, and also building that authority.
That's amazing. And yeah, I see a lot of companies, even the big ones, they're trying to also have this YouTube channel, and they're also trying to have podcasts just because, it makes them more human.
One, people always want to do business with their friends. So if they can relate to you and know who you are, maybe other fathers identify with me, having kids as well, having different priorities in life. And it's good to discriminate in a sense that this is who am, this is what I can do. If that relates to you, by all means contact me. And if that doesn't relate with you, no worries at all. You're free to choose to connect with whoever you want.
That's fantastic. And yeah, actually being relatable is actually important. And I think that's also one of the reasons why I always wear the same suit when I'm attending podcasts, just because when somebody tries and research me, they see the podcast, they also see that yeah, I'm wearing this suit, and when I attend the call with them, I'm also wearing the suit. So I think there's a sense of familiarity on some sense.
Absolutely. Building a consistent brand and a brand image. Yeah.
And what are the most common mistakes, or at least the mistakes that people don't usually see or don't usually get shared in social media in terms of lead generation?
In terms of lead generation, basically we touched on different points already. So not having a clear offer with a no-brainer offer, where you as an agency take on the majority of the risk. Um, Targeting the not being specific in your targeting, so everybody can be your potential client, and maybe having different services. So focus on one service, one offer to a specific niche with a clear guarantee and outcome, and be short in your communication, to the point. This is what we do for this target audience, so you can get this outcome in this time frame. And if that not happens, then we have this guarantee in place. So always following a similar framework. um, that is and the other points that is really important in order to get results.
Hey there, thank you for listening on the New World Podcast. If you're enjoying the way I ask questions and insights we're uncovering here on the New World Podcast, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. By subscribing, you'll never miss an episode. And hey, if you're ready to learn more about lead generation and automation, which are the two of my expertise, I offer coaching services tailored to your needs. Plus, for a select number of people every month, the consultations are free for the first time. So, hey, if you're ready, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'll have it here. And also, let's work together to unlock your full potential. And let's get back to the show. Hey there, thank you for.
And if that is not that if that is not the case, then it's really hard to get results.
And do you see that your experience in terms of you owned or at least manage your IT company and actually did lead generation for it? Does people trust you more running their campaigns because of that experience?
Of course, in a conversation, you feel more confident yourself, which makes it easier to believe in yourself and to convey that conviction as well. Also, experience and confidence you build by doing, and also having been in sales for the last 30 plus years and running my own IT company for the last 18 years, and mainly dealing with multinational clients, that builds a lot of confidence by doing. And if you have that confidence, then it's way easier to convey that confidence on on a proven track record to your clients, and so they trust you. You can get a similar result for them. So
That's
it's a major
fantastic.
point.
Are you still running your ID company or at least a part of it?
Yes, absolutely. I'm still running my IT company and still closing big deals. I did shift a little bit the focus in the sense there were smaller deals as well, maybe a hard drive here, a small server, and I am pivoting more to accepting only the larger projects instead of the time-consuming smaller deals. So I'm more picky what kind of operation I want to do, and maybe I say faster to a client, okay, I don't have this, and focus more on the bigger deals. So that is a shift, but I still do, close big deals with my IT company.
That's amazing. And yeah, your experience on IT definitely helps you be an even better in lead generation and talking with clients. And on that note, do you also do LinkedIn outreach for clients, or do you just focus on one channel?
No, we do apply four different outreach strategies for our clients. One is called email volume. We send between 600 and 900 emails per day. Then we also use AI, LinkedIn, and website scraping, where we can pick relevant information of the prospect's website, so we can write 100% unique emails. We also follow up with a personalized video to a personalized landing page, and we do LinkedIn outreach. Also, we always a big fan of, at one end in the copy, we always use like four variables at the same time, different angles. So because although we have an idea what will work, we are not never 100% sure. So we start broad and with a lot of different angles, and we narrow down once we see like a winning formula. And the same with cold outreach. Maybe, for example, Instagram DMs worked amazing a while ago. Maybe tomorrow it can stop working. So it's always good to not put all your eggs in one basket.
That's amazing. And what are the key components of a compelling email copy?
Like I mentioned before as well, so everybody uses more or less a similar framework, but like a personalized first line, the more relevant and specific you can be, maybe you can do some kind of type of scraping, where you can. I spoke the other day with a guy who's in solar, and he manually scraped the
Ooh,
the the roof size of a homeowner, and that he could use that roof size in order to make a relevant personalized line and get their attention. So I thought that was really clever. So a personalized opening, the more specific you can be, instead of hey, I'm contacting marketing agencies in the Netherlands. That is quite generic. But the more specific you can be, the better. And then with a clear offer, following the framework I mentioned before, and then using a soft CTA and having a like a 4 or 5 step email sequence. And if you want, you can also follow them up by phone or when they raise their hands to increase your booking rate. So that is more or less my framework.
that's fantastic. And do you see the personalized videos and landing page helps more in terms of conversion?
I think especially in a video, once you get their attention and say, okay, is the or I we applying this specific strategy for our clients so that it obtain this result. I made a personalized video for you explaining further. Is it okay if I share that video with you? So it's a soft CTA, and in the video you have more time to build that authority. At one end, they can see you. Uh, it's more probable that they will like and trust you, especially if you give meaningful insights of what you can do for the business. Instead of like a plain text email, you can explain more things, and they also have the visuals, which makes it much easier to get higher conversions.
Do you explain your whole strategy to them on how you're gonna be helping them on that video?
No, because I always like to do high level overview. This is what we can do for you. If that resonates, let's hop on a call so we can specifically explain how we can apply these strategies to your business.
That's fantastic. And I actually tried using personalized videos on my campaign as well. I tried Be Human. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but they
No,
had a lot of bugs.
yeah, I using different platforms, but there are good solutions in the market.
It's fantastic. Can you share with us three softwares that you think some people is worth exploring?
I think especially on, I'm a big fan of lifetime deals on AppSumo, so there are a bunch of good lifetime deals there on whatever specific thing you're looking for. So I would definitely recommend to go to AppSumo, see what has good ratings and what is in line with what you actually need, and there are really good deals there.
That's fantastic. And since we're nearing the end of the podcast, did Derek, what motivates you to keep pushing the boundaries of lead generation and helping businesses grow?
Yeah, basically. So I always have a growth mindset. So I've been in different coaching programs. So I always start with a blank sheet of canvas. If, for example, if I had all the money in the world, what would my day look like? And I basically already have most of those elements integrated in my day to day life. But even if you don't need to work for money, you still want to keep your mind busy with projects that motivate you, and to maintain the gamifying element in life. If you stop playing in life, life
Yeah,
gets boring, and that is basically what keeps me motivated on always leveling up. It's not about the monetary part, because
absolutely.
I'm more or less already at where I want to be, and all the rest is basically access. And yeah, the gamify element, that's definitely.
Yeah, definitely a lot of change. I mean, I tried going for a 1 month break a year ago, and yeah, it's depressing. It's boring.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And how can our viewers get in touch with you and learn more about the services offered by Outreach Wizards?
You can check my name even on Google. I appear on all the Google searches. You can or go to outreachwizard.com. You can look me up, Diederik Kroese, at LinkedIn. I'm on Instagram, X, all socials, YouTube, Outreach Wizards. No, YouTube is actually with my same personal name. So just do a Google search, connect me wherever you want. And on my website, you have all my links as well. So yeah, you can connect there as well.
That's fantastic. And everyone, I'm gonna have those links over here, and I'm gonna have his LinkedIn cover the whole screen.
Awesome.
And
Thank you
yeah,
very much.
he's gonna be starting to post more on YouTube, especially starting on Monday, as you've mentioned. When the time this is posted, I'm sure you already have a lot of content on your YouTube channel.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And thank you so much, Derek, for sharing your invaluable insights and experiences with us today. It's very rare to speak with someone who's doing lead generation for other companies that actually have that experience for themselves. Your expertise in lead generation is amazing. And to our viewers, if you're looking to elevate your lead generation efforts, go to Derek. He actually cares. Don't hesitate to reach out to him and his team in Outreach Wizards. They have an amazing outline. They have a format that they follow, unlike other people who are unstructured. Their trading strategies will actually help you and not just take your money and go away. So go with them.
Thank you very much for having me.
That's all for today's episode of the New World Podcast. We have explored some fascinating topics with our amazing guests, shedding light on the upcoming new world. If you enjoyed today's episode and today's discussion and want to stay updated the future episodes, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to the podcast. And if you found value on what we have discussed, please consider leaving us a review on your favorite podcast platform. Remember, if you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover, or if you are interested in being a guest in the future, please feel free to reach out to me via LinkedIn or email me at john.paul@aicinix.com and add New World Podcast, all capital, in the subject line so I can see it. I always love hearing from our listeners. And don't forget to check out our amazing guests. You can find more information about them by the contact details we provided earlier. Again, thank you for tuning in on the New World Podcast. I know your time is very important, and I try to always make the next episode better than the last. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, keep innovating. This is John Paul Flores signing off from the New World Podcast.